So I recently took this guy up to West Virginia. It was super cold up there, and I did a little range test in the cold, a flight time test, just to see, like, on an open mountain how far it could go. A lot of people were wondering, you know, what kind of cinematic footage you can get out of this little guy. So if you're wondering about that, stick around. I'll show you what me as just for sure a novice drone pilot can do, and talk about some of the stuff that I don't like about it and some of the stuff that I like. So let's get to it. So one of the first things, just looking at this thing, I mean, it is obviously super small. I mean, look at that. It's awesome. I mean, there's just nothing to it. It folds just like the other ones. It is crazy light. So that's a huge advantage of this thing. It's only, and they got it written right here on the side, it only weighs 249 grams. That's a big deal because in the United States, that means that you don't have to register this drone with the FAA. So you're kind of not having to worry, you have to worry about all that kind of stuff. In Canada, if you live up there, it's an even bigger deal because you can't fly a drone in Canada without like a full-on commercial license unless it is less than 250 grams. I was recently in Canada, wanted to fly my drone. I have the Mavic 2 Zoom, couldn't fly it there because I don't have the full-on commercial license. This fixes that problem. I wonder if in the future the United States is going to follow suit and also start putting those kind of restrictions on our drones. All it takes to me is like one more issue with something. I think I saw recently there was a drone that like landed right next to President Trump's airplane at the airport. And it's like one more thing like that happens, they're gonna lock this stuff down. So to me, this little guy protects from that. And for $400, it's awesome. Before I had my Mavic 2 Zoom, I had a Spark. I love that little guy. The only two downsides for it to me were it only had a 2-axis gimbal and it only had about a 12-minute realistic flight time. So by the time you kind of got up, figure out what you wanted to do, it was time to land. This guy should fix that. It's supposed to have a 30-minute flight time, so we'll see how that goes. I'll show you in a minute. And then it has a 3-axis gimbal. So should have very smooth footage, nice flight time, all that stuff, and for $400 is awesome. All right, so let's get to some of the footage from West Virginia. So first thing I did when I got there, I wouldn't recommend this, but I decided to fly it from the ski slopes there. It's small enough, just threw it in my backpack, whipped it out, and took it off for a quick flight. It was really windy, and this guy really did a good job of hanging in there. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time because my hands were freezing, trying to kind of set up shots or anything, but let's just give you a quick idea of what some of that footage kind of looks like. I mean, overall, I was real happy with it. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time because my hands were freezing, trying to kind of set up shots or anything, but let's just give you a quick idea of what some of that footage kind of looks like. I mean, overall, I was real happy with it. And later on in the trip, I took it back to the house to see what kind of range I could get. Here I took off, it was early in the morning, it was around 28 degrees, so it was pretty cold, and flew up above the trees, and then just kind of went out as far as I could. And I found that I was able to get about 2,000 feet away, around half a mile, before I started to lose connectivity. And I never really worry about losing connectivity with these things too much. I just kind of, the screen flickers and I just kind of stop, then back up and then get connectivity again, or go up a little bit higher to get better line of sight. But so I got about a half mile. I mean, it was kind of a hazy morning, a little bit cloudy, a little bit foggy. So because of that, that might have impacted the range some. I didn't go up very high. So maybe if I'd gone up higher, I could have had a better angle to actually see the drone from, from the Wi-Fi signal on the remote. But overall, I mean, for me, half a mile, you can see that's a long way. Overall, the flight time of that trip was also pretty good. So keep in mind, it was 29 degrees outside. So that's really cold for this little tiny drone, and I still got 19 minutes. out of flight time on that thing, almost 20 minutes. And I had about 2 minutes left, so I probably would have been able to get about 21 minutes had I gone the whole way, you know. But for me, that's plenty. I suspect I probably lost about 30% of the flight time because of the fact that it was so cold. That's not surprising with like a lithium-ion battery. Overall, I mean, really happy with this little guy. I didn't get the Fly More combo. I would recommend getting that just because it only costs an extra $100 and you get 2 more batteries and the battery charger and a case. I don't love the case because the case is kind of big, and to me, the best thing about this drone is how tiny it is. But for the money, those batteries are 40 bucks a piece if you want to buy more, and it's always good to have more batteries. So I'd probably go down that path. I also took this thing up into the clouds a little bit. I mean, you can still, there are some openings where I kind of punch through and still see the drone. You're supposed to keep these things within line of sight of you when you're flying. I thought that looked really cool as well. One thing, as I came back down, it was so hazy and kind of foggy when I was flying that when I landed, I noticed that the propellers were all iced over. So that's pretty cool. So I was a little worried when I saw that, but I guess the drones hung in there. I mean, I suspect at some point, if you get them iced over too much, the drone's just gonna fall out of the sky. So that would be pretty crappy. So be careful for that if you're flying one of these things for sure. The only 2 downsides that I have of this thing so far are the fact that it doesn't have a way to quickly snap the gimbal. So that's kind of a bummer, because what I like to do is slow down the gimbal controller here, this guy, and when you do that, it takes forever to pan, and it's really nice to be able to like pan up and down quickly, you know, just by snapping it with one of these little quick custom functions. So you lose that with this kind of cheaper controller. Let me know if there's any workaround for that. I'd love to know that. The other thing is the wireless transfer from this to my phone for the footage is significantly slower than the Mavic 2. It's like 2.5 megabytes per second versus like 6 to 10. I think I can fix that by just getting a dongle to plug into my iPad to transfer the footage. I haven't tried that yet, but I think the iPad will let me do that. But yeah, overall, I thought it was really good. I really don't have any complaints about it, except for the couple little things I mentioned. I do also have one more story that I'm not gonna tell in this video. I still can't tell it yet, but this little guy may have saved my life. It certainly saved the house that I was staying in. We'll save that for another day. I'll show a little teaser here, but I'll have to put the video together about that. That was really crazy. All right, so one last thing. Wanted to read some comments from one of my last videos where I was giving away some of the shred lights for the One Wheel Pint. The winners of the giveaway, the first one was Jay Nee. Let me know if I'm saying that right, dude. He said, I just bought my first one wheel in my life, the Pint. I'm gonna be using the Pint to go to work and school. It's a 2-mile commute to work and a 2-mile commute to school. I really want the shred lights because I'm gonna have to go to work at 4 a.m. and I know the Pint does not have as strong a lights as the XR. I really like your review videos. Keep going. You despaired me in many ways. Thank you. So I'm sure you meant inspired me. Well, maybe, I don't know. Let me know if you meant inspired or despaired. Anyway, I laughed when I saw that I despaired you, just either way. But I'm glad that you're liking these videos. Let me know, Jay, if you saw this, and shoot me a comment on Instagram. It's John D. Dyer on Instagram. Let me know that, that you saw. I'll make sure I get those lights out to you so that'll help out your 4 a.m. commute. But certainly appreciate you watching the videos and glad you're liking them. The next comment was from Shane Kamant, which I've already reached out to Shane on Instagram, so those lights should be on their way to you. He said it's almost Christmas, so put on the red lights on the front, and then you can be riding like Rudolph. Rudolph with your nose so bright, won't you guide my Pint tonight? Wouldn't these be nice for night rides? So yeah, Shane, hopefully they can help you out. And I actually have one of those blow up Santa suit things that when I saw this, my wife and I were talking about it, it'd be kind of fun for me to put the red lights on the front, and then I kind of got like a Rudolph Santa thing going on. So hopefully I'll be doing that pretty soon. So thanks for the idea there, Shane. And I'll be getting those out to you. They should be in the mail, or maybe you already got them. Let me know if you like them. But lots of really good comments. Appreciate everybody commenting on these videos, and definitely let me know for this video if you're thinking about getting one of these little Mavic Minis, anything that you like or don't like about it. I'd love to hear that, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. And later on, zooms and pros. Kitty, we're talking to people here. What's this? I'm having a conversation. What do you want? Kitty, dude, you're killing me. You're killing me.